All right, so get ready because today we're diving into Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Yeah, a place where you've got these ancient palaces, but right alongside these bustling tech hubs.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of this blend of old and new, and we found this really cool article all about Hyderabad's hidden gems.
Yeah, and this article really kind of captures that energy,
Yeah, for sure.
that mix of the old and the new that you just don't see everywhere.
Yeah, it's really special. And speaking of special, I mean, we can't really talk about Hyderabad without mentioning
The Charminar.
the Charminar, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's like the emblem of the city.
Yeah.
But here's something I found really cool that I didn't realize. You can actually climb it.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually climb this 400-year-old structure.
The views are incredible.
Oh, I bet. Can you imagine like standing up there looking out over the whole city?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a panorama. You can see the whole city, from that vantage point.
Wow.
And it's a beautiful blend of Persian and Indian architectural styles.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it reflects Hyderabad's really diverse history as like a crossroads of cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know it was built in 1591
Wow.
to celebrate the city's founding?
Okay.
And it was also to commemorate the end of a really devastating plague.
Oh, wow. I did not know about the plague connection.
Yeah, so
That's really interesting, huh? To think about that.
it's a fascinating history.
Yeah, it adds a whole other layer
Absolutely.
loaded to it.
Yeah.
I bet the markets around the Charminar are pretty interesting, too.
Oh, they're amazing. They're bustling. It's a sensory explosion, bright colors and the sense of spices.
Mm.
You can hear the vendors, hawking their wares.
Yeah.
It's a really great place to find traditional Hyderabadi crafts,
Okay, cool.
like intricate bidri ware.
Bidryware.
Yeah, it's metal handicraft.
Oh,
It's unique to the region.
wow, bidryware. Okay, I'm writing that down. All right, so we've kind of explored this iconic Charminar and the markets around it, but the article also mentions the Golconda Fort.
Yes.
And it sounds like a total step back in time, and I'm really intrigued by this acoustic system that it mentions.
Oh, yes. The Golconda Fort is an architectural marvel.
Yeah.
If you stand at the entrance gate and clap your hands, that sound will travel all the way to the top of the fort, which is almost a kilometer away.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's amazing.
How is that even possible?
Well, they think that the domes and arches within the fort
Okay.
create this acoustic phenomenon.
Wow.
They act as amplifiers, carrying those sound waves across these vast distances.
Hmm.
It really is a testament to the ingenuity of those architects from all those centuries ago.
I mean, that just gives me chills. That is so cool.
It's an amazing place.
And they have this light and sound show at the fort, too.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine, watching history come alive under the stars.
It's incredible. It really connects you to those stories of the Qutbi Shahi dynasty,
Okay.
those rulers who called that fort home.
So cool. All right, so we've gone from kind of the heart of the city with the Charminar to the whispers of history at Golconda Fort, but now I want to hear about this Hussain Sagar Lake that the article mentions.
Yes.
This heart-shaped lake with a giant Buddha statue.
It's a beautiful sight.
I bet. That's got to be a sight to see.
Yeah, it's located between the twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad.
Okay.
And so it connects them both literally and kind of figuratively.
Huh.
And that giant Buddha statue rises right out of the water.
Wow.
And it's a symbol of peace and tranquility, which kind of contrasts with the city's, bustling energy.
That's amazing. So you could go from haggling for souvenirs in a bustling market to finding inner peace at a giant Buddha statue all in one day?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Hyderabad has it all.
What about museums? Does it have any good museums?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
One of the most fascinating museums in India. The Salar Jung Museum houses one of the largest private art collections in the world.
Wow.
It's like a global history treasure trove
Okay.
with artifacts from Asia, Europe,
Oh, wow.
North America.
A museum with artifacts from all over the world.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. What kind of stuff do they have?
You'll find ancient manuscripts,
Okay.
Mughal miniature paintings,
Mm-hmm.
jade carvings,
Wow.
European sculptures. There's even a double-edged sword that's said to belong to Emperor Aurangzeb.
A sword belonging to an emperor.
It's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm definitely adding the Salar Jung Museum to my list. That
No.
sounds really cool. And I see the article also mentions a marble temple.
Oh. Yes,
Yeah.
the Birla Mandir.
Yeah.
It's constructed entirely out of white marble.
Wow.
It's up on a hill, so it has these panoramic views of the city.
Okay. White marble temple, city views, check. And then there's this Chamahala Palace. It
Okay.
sounds pretty grand.
The seat of power for the Nizams.
Okay.
The former rulers of Hyderabad. It's a huge complex of courtyards and fountains and grand halls.
Wow.
Showcasing the opulent Mughal architecture.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like cars, you're going to love their vintage Rolls-Royce collection.
Love vintage Rolls Royces. All right, so we got history, we got culture, we got luxury. But what about something a little more cinematic?
Oh, well, then you have to go to Ramoji Film City.
Ramoji Film City.
It's one of the largest integrated film studios in the world.
Wow.
It's a huge complex that's been used for tons of Bollywood and Tollywood productions.
So it's like a real-life movie set that you can visit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool.
You can walk around the sets, go through themed gardens.
Okay.
You can even watch live performances and stunt shows.
Wow.
It's a full-on Bollywood experience.
I love it. I love it. And I see the article mentions a couple more places too. Nehru Zoological Park and the Quadbi Shahi Tombs.
Yeah, the Nehru Zoological Park has over 1,500 animals from around the world.
Wow.
You can do a safari through the park and see lions and tigers and elephants.
Okay, a safari right in the heart of Hyderabad. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And what about the Quatbi Shahi Tombs? What are those like?
They're a complex of mausoleums built to honor the rulers of the Quatbi Shahi dynasty.
Okay.
An architectural wonder, showcasing a blend of Persian, Pathan, and Hindu influences.
Oh.
Imagine walking among these towering structures, each one telling a silent story of a bygone era.
That's a powerful image. Okay, so we've got historical forts, tranquil lakes, sprawling palaces, a world-class museum, a film city, a zoo, and even ancient tombs.
Yep.
Is there anything Hyderabad doesn't have?
Well, it also has one of the most vibrant shopping scenes in India.
Okay, tell me more.
Laad Bazaar, near the Charminar, is a must-visit for souvenir shopping.
Okay.
It's a riot of colors, with vendors selling everything from shimmering bangles and pearls to textiles and perfumes.
Oh, okay, Laad Bazaar, you have my attention. I do love shopping for unique souvenirs when I travel, so I'm starting to think about planning this trip, and I have a practical question. When is the best time to visit Hyderabad?
Between October and February.
Okay.
The weather's nice and pleasant then.
Perfect for exploring all those outdoor attractions.
Exactly.
Good to know. What about places to stay?
Hyderabad has tons of options.
Yeah.
Budget-friendly guest houses in the old city to luxurious hotels in upscale neighborhoods.
Okay.
If you're there for business, there are modern hotels in Huntek City and Gachibowli.
So whether you're a history buff or a foodie or just a curious traveler, Hyderabad really seems to have something for everyone.
Absolutely.
But what about getting around? Is it easy to navigate the city?
Oh, yeah. Hyderabad has a great transportation system.
Okay. Okay.
You can take the metro, buses, taxis, or auto rickshaws.
Okay, cool.
The metro is super convenient for getting around quickly,
Mm-hmm.
while auto rickshaws offer more of an immersive local experience.
So we've covered the what, the when, the how, but I'm still kind of curious about the why. What makes Hyderabad truly special?
You know, I think it's that unique blend of tradition and modernity.
Yeah.
You have these ancient monuments and traditions right alongside a thriving tech industry and this cosmopolitan outlook.
Right.
It's a city that embraces its rich past, but also has this really dynamic present, which creates this really captivating energy.
Yeah, it's that unique blend that's drawing me in.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've only scratched the surface, you know? This article's given us a good overview of the tourist attractions.
Sure.
But what about everyday life in Hyderabad?
Right.
What's it like for the locals?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
And one that deserves a deeper dive.
for sure.
I mean, what are the stories behind the city's famous biryani? What are the hidden culinary gems waiting to be discovered? And how has this whole tech boom impacted the city's culture and traditions?
Oh, those are great questions.
Yeah,
I'm already thinking about our next deep dive into Hyderabad.
me too.
But for now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far about this incredible city.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a place where ancient history meets modern innovation, where culinary delights tantalize the senses, and where this vibrant culture waits to be explored.
It's true.
We've journeyed from the iconic Charminar to the whispers of history at Golconda Fort,
Yeah.
from the tranquility of Hussain Sagar Lake to the grandeur of Chamahala Palace.
Mm-hmm.
We've even explored a world-class museum and imagined ourselves on the sets of a Bollywood film.
Absolutely.
It's clear that Hyderabad is a city that rewards curiosity, offering a tapestry of experiences that are sure to leave a lasting impression.
Yeah, I agree.
And on that note, we'll wrap up part 1 of our deep dive into Hyderabad. Stay tuned for part 2, or we'll delve even deeper into the heart of this fascinating city.
I can't wait.
Me too.
As we talk about, exploring the everyday life in Hyderabad,
Mhm.
it makes me think about how travel is so much more than just, ticking off landmarks on a list.
Right.
It's about experiencing a city's rhythm,
Yeah.
its heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure.
And for Hyderabad, I think that heartbeat is found in its food.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
The article didn't really get into the food scene that much,
Right.
but I have heard that Hyderabadi biryani is legendary.
It is.
Is it really as good as everyone says it is?
Hyderabadi biryani is more than just good.
Okay.
It's an experience.
All right.
Imagine like aromatic basmati rice
Mm-hmm.
layered with tender meat that's been marinated in a secret blend of spices
Oh, wow.
and then sealed with dough and slow cooked to perfection.
Okay, my mouth is watering.
It's incredible.
But is biryani all Hyderabad has to offer? Or are there other culinary adventures to be had?
Oh, biryani might be the star,
Yeah.
but Hyderabad's culinary scene is a real melting pot.
Oh, cool.
You'll find traces of Mughal, Persian, and Telugu cuisines,
Wow.
all kind of blending together to create something unique.
So cool.
For example, have you ever heard of halim?
Halim. No, what's that?
Halim is a hearty stew
Okay.
that's slow cooked for hours
Mm-hmm.
with meat, lentils, and a blend of spices. It's really flavorful, and it's often enjoyed during Ramadan,
Okay.
but you can find it year-round at some places.
Oh, cool. It's
Oh.
amazing how food can tell a story, isn't it?
It is.
Biryani, halim.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding these to my must-try list.
Yeah.
But what about, like, the street food scene?
Oh, the street food in Hyderabad is an adventure.
Oh, fun.
Imagine crispy dosas,
Mm-hmm.
fluffy idlis dipped in spicy sambar, tangy pani puri. Wow. Bursting with flavor.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't forget the samosas.
Yeah.
Perfect for a quick bite on the go.
Okay, I'm starting to think I need at least a month in Hyderabad just to experience all the food.
I know, right?
But speaking of practicality, what about the cost of traveling there?
Sure.
Is it budget friendly? Is it more on the luxurious side?
Hyderabad's actually pretty affordable,
Okay, good.
especially when you compare it to other major tourist destinations.
Right.
You can find comfy accommodations without breaking the bank,
Okay.
especially if you're open to exploring areas outside of the main tourist zones.
Good to know. So it sounds like Hyderabad offers a good balance then, right?
I think so.
Amazing experiences without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
But aside from the affordability, what would you say sets Hyderabad apart from other Indian cities?
I think it's that blend of ancient history and modern energy that we
Yeah.
keep talking about.
Yeah.
You have these incredible historical sites like the Charminar and Golconda Fort,
Right.
but then right beside them, you have this thriving tech industry,
Yeah.
buzzing startup hubs,
Yeah.
and this really youthful energy
Yeah.
that you can just feel.
It's like you can step back in time and fast forward into the future all in the same day.
Exactly.
But I'm curious about, like, the hidden gems,
Yeah.
the experiences that go beyond, the typical tourist trail.
Mhm.
What would you recommend for someone looking to delve a little deeper into Hyderabad?
If you want to really get a feel for the city,
Okay.
I would say venture into those like labyrinthine alleys of the old city.
Okay.
Go beyond the main bazaars.
Mhm.
Explore the quieter neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You might discover a hidden courtyard cafe.
Ooh.
Or maybe you stumble upon a family-run sweet shop that's been there for generations.
Wow.
Or you might even see, artisans creating that intricate bidraware,
Oh,
up close.
getting lost in those alleys sounds like an adventure in and of itself.
It is.
But what about something a little more, structured?
Okay.
Are there any unique cultural experiences you'd recommend?
Well, Hyderabad has a really vibrant art scene
Oh, okay.
that often gets overshadowed by the historical attractions.
Yeah.
For a really immersive experience,
Yeah.
check out a performance of Kuchipudi.
Kuchipudi.
Yeah, it's a classical Indian dance form
Okay.
that originated in Andhra Pradesh,
Okay.
which Hyderabad was once a part of.
Gotcha. What's it like?
Imagine graceful movements,
Mm.
expressive gestures,
Mm-hmm.
stories being told through dance and music.
Wow. That sounds incredible.
It's really captivating.
Yeah.
Both visually stunning and emotionally evocative.
Kuchipudi performance added to the list.
There you go.
And I'm realizing that even with all our research, we're still just scratching the surface of what Hyderabad has to offer.
I know, it's true.
It really is.
That's the beauty of a city like this.
Yeah.
It just keeps on giving,
Thank you.
revealing these new layers with every visit.
Yeah, that's all.
Whether you're interested in history, food, art,
Mm-hmm.
or just experiencing the rhythm of daily life.
Right.
Hyderabad has something for everyone.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the city itself, but what about the people?
Yeah.
What are the locals like in Hyderabad?
Hyderabad is known for its hospitality.
Okay.
The people are generally really friendly and welcoming,
Yeah,
always ready to share their city stories
that's awesome.
and traditions.
And I bet you find a real mix of tradition and modernity in their outlook too, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have that sense of pride in their heritage,
Mm.
but they're also open to new ideas and experiences.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Those are the personal connections that really make a trip memorable.
I agree.
Okay, so we've covered iconic landmarks, hidden alleyways, culinary adventures, cultural experiences,
Hmm.
and even the warmth of the local people.
We have.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
If you could capture the essence of Hyderabad in just a few words,
Okay.
what would they be?
That's tough. I would say Hyderabad is a city of contrasts
Okay.
where the past and the present dance together in a symphony
I love that.
of color, flavor, and experience.
A symphony of color, flavor, and experience. I think we've successfully convinced ourselves and
Yeah.
hopefully our listeners that Hyderabad is a destination worth experiencing.
I hope so.
But as we've discovered, there's always more to explore, isn't there? Yeah. And that's where we'll leave you for now. In a part 3 of our deep dive, we'll go beyond the tourist attractions and delve into some of the deeper questions surrounding Hyderabad. Its social dynamics, the impact of technology, and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for this fascinating city. Stay tuned.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Hyderabad,
Yeah.
I'm struck by how much more there is to discover
Mm-hmm.
beyond, that typical tourist experience.
That's right.
We've talked about the sights,
Yeah.
the culture, the food,
Absolutely.
but what about the soul of the city?
Yeah, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a new place,
Mm-hmm.
but it is important to think about the social and economic realities
Yeah.
that shape a city like Hyderabad. I mean, it is a place
Yeah.
of incredible contrast. You
Yeah.
know, you have immense wealth and poverty
Yeah.
existing side by side.
That's a good point. It's easy to, romanticize travel, but
Mhm.
every city has its complexities, right?
It does.
So what can you tell us about the social dynamics in Hyderabad? Well, Hyderabad's a city shaped by centuries of history,
Mm-hmm.
with influences from all these different dynasties and cultures.
Yeah.
So it's created this really diverse social fabric
Yeah.
with people from all different religious backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
castes, and socioeconomic classes.
And while that diversity, adds to the richness of the city,
It does.
I imagine it also presents some challenges, right?
Yeah. Like many rapidly growing cities, Hyderabad is dealing with issues of inequality,
Okay.
social mobility,
Mm-hmm.
access to resources.
Yeah.
The tech boom has brought prosperity to some,
Right.
but not to everyone.
Yeah, so it's not all like glitz and glamour, even with this like booming tech scene.
Exactly. The tech industry has transformed Hyderabad,
For sure.
brought investment, created jobs, attracted this young and ambitious workforce.
Mm-hmm.
But this growth has had consequences.
Right.
There are concerns about rising housing costs,
Yeah.
displacement of traditional communities,
Yeah.
the widening gap between the haves and the have-nots.
It's a reminder that progress often comes at a cost.
Yeah.
But what about the cultural impact of this tech boom?
Mm-hmm.
How has it influenced the city's traditions and identity?
It's fascinating to watch how Hyderabad is navigating this intersection of tradition and modernity.
Mm-hmm.
You have the preservation of ancient monuments,
Yeah.
traditional crafts,
Mhm.
cultural practices.
Right.
And on the other hand, you have this burgeoning startup culture,
Right.
a globalized workforce,
Yeah.
an embrace of technology and innovation.
It's a delicate balancing act.
It is.
It sounds like Hyderabad's a city in constant flux,
Yeah,
evolving and adapting to
Yeah.
these changing times.
absolutely.
So what does the future hold for this dynamic city?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but Hyderabad is a city on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
It has the potential to become this major global hub
Wow.
for technology,
Yeah.
innovation, and
Mhm.
culture.
That's exciting.
But it's crucial that this growth is sustainable and inclusive.
Yeah.
Addressing those challenges of inequality
Yeah.
and making sure the benefits are shared.
Yeah, it's not enough to just marvel at a city's beauty,
Hmm.
or its economic success.
Right.
We need to be aware of those challenges
Yeah, absolutely.
and consider the impact of, our travel choices.
Right, as travelers.
Yeah.
we have that responsibility to be mindful
Mm-hmm.
of the places we visit,
Yeah,
engage with those local communities,
for sure.
support businesses
Yeah.
and initiatives that promote,
Yeah.
sustainability and social responsibility.
So as we conclude our deep dive into Hyderabad,
Yeah.
I'm left with this sense of awe at its history,
Mm-hmm.
its culture,
Yeah.
and its resilience.
It's incredible.
It's a city that's constantly reinventing itself,
It is.
embracing both its heritage and its future.
That's what makes it so captivating.
It really is.
It challenges those perceptions, invites us to explore beyond the surface, and just leaves you wanting more.
It really does. And to our listeners, we encourage you to consider Hyderabad as more than just a destination on a map.
Yes.
It's a living, breathing city with a rich tapestry of stories just waiting to be discovered.
I agree.
And who knows, maybe our paths will cross someday in the City of Pearls,
That would be great.
as we each embark on our own personal deep dives into its wonders.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us
Of course.
for this incredible journey through the heart of Hyderabad.
It's been my pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep those deep dives going.